It's called fledging, when they take their first swim. And normally they jump off of sea ice, which is 1 or 2 feet high, that they were stacking up at the edge of a huge 50-foot ice cliff. One by one, they started to jump off this 50-foot ice cliff to take their first swim in the Southern Ocean.
For the first time ever, capturing this rare cliff diving behavior on video.
They were falling, and there were big chunks of ice floating in the water underneath them, so it's like falling onto a chunk of concrete. But to my amazement, they were not just surviving, but kind of popping up and going, I can swim! This is their first swim ever. The first swim of their lives.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AW.
저희 방송은 다양한 언어를 제공합니다. 다음을 참고하세요. suprememastertv.com/schedule 그리고 suprememastertv.com/AW.
Also, be sure to follow us on our socials: YouTube, Facebook, Getter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Nico, Pinterest, Reddit, Substack, Telegram, Threads, TikTok, Truth Social, Tumblr, VK, and X, previously known as Twitter, in multiple languages by searching Supreme Master TV.
Day by day, she starts to open up. Every day I slowly work with her and I show her all the things that she has been missing out on. She's learning that there's more to life than being locked away in a tiny dark shed. It just feels so nice to see her enjoy the simple things after more than 10 years of being miserable. The adoption gave her an opportunity to experience what freedom and true happiness is like for the first time ever.
The Joys of Life with Senior Animal Companions, Part 1 of 2. Please continue watching to find out more.
Compassion, empathy, ahimsa, non-cruelty, non-violence, the golden rule. They're all fundamental aspects of all religions and spiritual paths. Reverend William Melton, vegan.
Nafurahi kukuona, joyful viewers. When meeting a friend, we say Nafurahi kukuona, meaning pleased to meet you, in Swahili, the official language in Zanzibar. I'm Nuru, a vegan fisher Turaku lady from Zanzibar. How I love the sound of the bird fellows singing in the forests of my home country. The cheerful people and animal citizens of pristine Zanzibar hope that you will also enjoy the sweet melodies our feathered friends and other animal folk used to serenade, creating magnificent orchestras together.
This monkey wanted to rescue a kitten trapped deep down in a well, crying out for help. First, he checked for a moment to see if the kitten was in any pain, but he soon realized that the hardest part was figuring out how to get the kitten out. So, he asked his friend, a yellow monkey, for a hand. Unfortunately, his friend wasn't interested and walked away. The monkey sadly returned to the kitten and tried to find another way, but luckily, his owner found them and helped rescue the kitten. You could see how happy he was, and the cutest thing happened next. The monkey hugged his little friend tightly and gave him all the special attention. Even when the kitten was cleaned by the owner, the monkey couldn't stop expressing affection.
The most powerful daily prayer for any time and before meditation, which is the order from God, and Supreme Master Ching Hai shares with us by His blessed grace.
We humbly worship, praise, thank, obey, and love God Almighty, the Most High, the greatest, for world vegan, world peace, and our soul liberation. We thank, love, praise the only Son of God, who is the ultimate master for our salvation. We follow the teaching of all the saints and sages. We thank, love, and praise them, who are the representatives of God for our spiritual elevation.
Welcome to today's show, The Joys of Life with Senior Animal Companions, Part 1 of 2. While many people's hearts melt at the sight of adorable puppies and kittens, older animal people can be overlooked for adoption due to their age. Yet there are so many benefits to welcoming an older animal companion into the family home. Although animal elders may be advanced in years, they can bring unexpected entertainment and giggles when adopted into a new home.
Hey, little man.
He never made any noise at all when we first met him. The people at the rescue had never really heard him sing. 3 days later, I went to go feed them dinner, and out of nowhere, he just starts this honking bray. And he's done it every day ever since. It's normal for him, but it's not the normal donkey bray everyone's used to. He is the resident butt biter. It's his favorite thing to do, chomp on Ace's butt. Monty follows Ace just to start stuff. Monty doesn't hurt Ace. Monty's the drama. Farmyard drama is Monty. Everyone's like, he's 28? And I'm like, yep. That boy does not know his age.
Monty is always singing, and he's always wearing extravagant costumes.
We got so lucky with him. I hope he makes it to 60.
Originally, Bonnie was planning to care for Ace, a senior dog person, and help him to find a forever home. However, things turned out quite miraculously.
My only intent was to get him out of the shelter because he's 19 and he's been through enough and he needs to get into a home. When I first brought Ace home, he was very aloof, didn't solicit attention, didn't seem to care if I pet him or not. 3 weeks, he started feeling more comfortable here, playing with Rula. Ace thinks he's 2. He acts like a teenager, like a much younger dog. He could play with toys all day long. He never met a toy he didn't like. And then he had 12 dental extractions. He couldn't play with his toys. And maybe that was an advantage in a way, because then he had to seek out attention from me. And then it was just a few days later, I came home from shopping and he was happy to see me and he jumped up. Now he does it every time I leave the house and come back. He jumps up. When he first came up and put his head on my lap and started muzzling me, it tugged at my heart. That is when I decided I was going to adopt him, because I love you so much already. He's already a family member.
Many people who adopt elderly animal folk observe how being in a loving environment transforms them and allows their personalities to blossom and shine. Let's hear the story of Elka the cat lady. Elka was around 18 years old when Brenda Wilkinson, founder of Hands of Mercy Cat Sanctuary, USA, took her in. Sadly, she had been abandoned with a group of stray cat people by her previous family. Miss Wilkinson could see that Elka was in a bad physical state, and tests revealed that she had the beginnings of organ failure. So, Miss Wilkinson said,
So, I did everything I could to make her feel loved.
This included giving Elka lots of pets, which she requested by pawing at Miss Wilkinson's arm. But one of the most defining moments was when Miss Wilkinson put a lovely bright orange collar onto Elka's neck. Miss Wilkinson vividly remembers this beautiful moment and stated,
I could feel everything inside of her leap with joy, like, oh my God, someone loves me. I have a new home again.
Elka thrived in her new home, where she was showered with love and received the medical treatment she needed.
Vegan, knowing you have true compassion.
Charming viewers, we are going to give our dog person a delicious vegan treat. Our show will return in just a moment, here on Supreme Master Television.
Why I think my senior pug is aging backwards? Her puppy eyes are becoming more and more enchanting. She's getting fewer and fewer wrinkles. Lulu is 8 years old. She's starting to make cute puppy noises. She's more active than ever and has no trouble keeping up with her baby sister.
Welcome back to our show, The Joys of Life with Senior Animal Companions, Part 1 of 2, on Supreme Master Television. Watching animal friends who once lived outdoors, getting to enjoy the comforts of a warm, safe and loving home brings immense joy to the heart and soul. This is what happened when Toop was welcomed into a happy home.
Mig has known Toop for almost a decade now.
Toop came into my life whenever I was still in high school and living at home with my family. At first, it was like every few months that we'd see him. Even at that, it was pretty far down the road that we'd see him just tucked away somewhere. But after we realized that he didn't have a caretaker, we ended up feeding him, so we took that responsibility on ourselves. And the more we fed him, the more he would come around. I think he was really, really thankful for the food that we were giving him.
Good nap?
2018 was the year I started to transition him to being indoors. He's definitely an older guy. He'd probably be at least 10, if not older than that. I knew that he was living outdoors for a really long time before I came into his life.
Anytime.
I was just trying to provide him a safe sanctuary as much as I could. He settled in pretty quickly for being an outdoor cat. He never really goes out for too long or wants to stay out for too long. Whenever it comes to winter, he definitely spends more time inside than he does outside. He is not a fan whenever his little paws get too cold or whenever it's raining and it's wet out. So he only really likes to go outside whenever it's sunshiny. And since Toop, I started the biscuit factory to start rescuing other animals.
Toop!
We now have some foster homes under the biscuit factory so we can continue to help more cats. Toop is missing half his ear, missing half his teeth, and half his tail, but he's living a full life.
Adopting an elder animal friend can be life-transforming for both the human and their new companions.
This is a story of how a senior dog changed my life forever. Nobody wants to adopt senior dogs and they just sit in the shelters forever. When I first saw Alaska, she just silently begged me to get her out of there with her gentle gaze. The first few hours were not easy. She's scared to walk out the door. She's easily startled. She's terrified of people. She does not act like a dog at all. I decided to give Alaska a nice bath. She's so incredibly tired that she just falls asleep in the tub. So we start from scratch. Day by day, she starts to open up. Every day I slowly work with her and I show her all the things that she has been missing out on. She's learning that there's more to life than being locked away in a tiny dark shed. It just feels so nice to see her enjoy the simple things after more than 10 years of being miserable. The adoption gave her an opportunity to experience what freedom and true happiness is like for the first time ever. I never considered myself to be a particularly selfish person, but selflessly putting another living being first is something else. I never thought I had it in me. Now I know that none of that matters. You can take the dog back to the shelter, or you can test your limits. I really think that our limits stretch far further than we think they do. It was all worth it.
Still waiting for others to save our planet? Whoa! They are waiting for you! Just be vegan will do, man!
In stories of caring for senior animal companions, we see vibrant personalities coming to life and the extraordinary journey of transforming lives, all driven by the nurturing warmth and healing touch of love. A young boy, Robbie Gay, had a heart-wrenching past. Although he had found new loving parents, Robbie could not cry or express his emotions until
one of Robbie's old dogs had to be put down. He wanted to hold her till the end and insisted his mom take pictures, perhaps because he knew what was about to happen. After Robbie finally let go, he told his mom, "I know how it feels not to be loved or cared for, and I don't want any animal of mine to feel that way."
So, Robbie embarks on a heartfelt mission to provide a loving home to dog elders until their final days.
Ask him to find a favorite. He will seek out the oldest, mangiest, least adoptable mutt of the lot.
He is so aware that it could have gone totally differently for him. And in these older dogs, Robbie's found a place to practice compassion.
Robbie started volunteering at the Humane Society, where he has become a powerful advocate for older dogs. He has inspired dozens of adoptions, all to loving families, all forever homes, and all because a sweet little boy saw his reflection in the eyes of the suffering.
Vegan, because we have to use our positive side.
Benevolent viewers, it has been a pleasure to have your company for today's program. Coming up next is Knowing Which is the Real Master, Monk or Priest, Part 5 of 10, on Between Master and Disciples. We celebrate all of the animal companions in our lives and all the ways that they make us smile and spread more love throughout the world.
Being vegan, having peace, heaven Godspeed.